when you think of civics? Well, it's the first thing that pops up when you Google the word. However, civics has a much more important definition than the name of a car. Civics is the study of the rights and duties of citizenship, or simply how our government works. It is crucial to America and to democracy, but the civics education of my generation has fallen by the wayside. Most Americans today have not received a good civics education. Only 1 in 50 Americans can list the 5 freedoms guaranteed by the First Amendment. Only 1 in 10 college students can name a single US senator, and only 1 in 4 high school seniors score proficient on the federal government civics exam. And of these seniors, the vast majority are white. In fact, Black and Hispanic students are 4 to 6 times less likely to pass. And students from low-income school districts are also much more likely to fail. This is all because schools don't teach civics anymore, and the ones that do are in wealthy neighborhoods comprised mainly of white students. Until the 1960s, it was common for all high schoolers to take 3 separate civics courses. And while some form of civics education is required in every single US state today, high schoolers usually only take 1 class, and these classes are almost always taught straight from a textbook and lack any hands-on activities. This makes the subject uninteresting, and it makes the students much less likely to retain information. Now, you may be thinking, okay, big deal. Does this really matter? It does. Someone educated in civics is more likely to vote. Recently, we've seen a downward trend in voters. This is because young people aren't informed enough to care. If everyone were given a comprehensive civics education, they would understand the importance of voting and therefore be more likely to do it. Someone educated in civics is also more likely to be open to other points of views because they understand how important that is for democracy. They are more likely to spend time researching the issues, allowing them to make informed decisions on topics and candidates. And they are more likely to be able to differentiate between real and fake news. One big problem with the lack of civics education in America is that only certain demographics are getting a good civics education, so that leads to certain demographics voting more. This in turn leads to there not being a true representation of the people in elections. If everyone were given a good civics education, then the makeup of voters would be much more representative of what we the people want. A few years back, I persuaded my mom to come and teach civics at my old school. I found the discussions in these classes so rewarding that I got her to come back the next year and the next. It was in these classes that I really fell in love with civics. I followed this past presidential election closely. I check the news daily, and I often have long conversations about politics in our world today with my parents and with my friends. My civics education has even inspired me to become involved in a campaign for a bond measure in this past local election. Maybe you'll find a similar interest if you explore the world of civics, and maybe you won't, but I urge you to try and don't be afraid to get involved. Currently, a group in Washington, D.C. is working to reinvigorate civics classes for students all over America. They hope to reach 10 million US kids by 2021. But in the meantime, there are many ways that you can get involved. You can volunteer as an honorary page at the House or the Senate. You can go canvassing or phone banking for a bill or candidate that you believe in. And you can even learn more about civics on your own. Former Supreme Court Justice Sandra Day O'Connor has created a website
called civics, which allows you to do just that. Learn about civics in a fun, approachable manner. Civics education is crucial to the advancement of modern society and the well-being of democracy. But it is something sorely lacking in America. This needs to change. Think, do you want to live in a world where certain demographics vote more just because they've had better opportunities to learn about the importance of voting? Think, do you want to live in a world where the number of people who actually get out and vote each year are less and less? Think, do you want to live in a world where people don't understand or simply don't care about our government? Well, that is the way our country is headed if we don't recognize the importance of civics education and reintegrate it into the school curriculum. Thank you.